Good evening, everyone. What a warm evening. We have here the guest of honor for the day, the senior leadership, all we guardians who are present right now in this auditorium, as well as all we guardians watching this event live stream from branches and locations across India. A very warm welcome to the 46th Foundation Day of V-Guard Industries Limited. So, to just set in context a few things about the Foundation Day, let me just walk you down the memory lane of what has happened over the previous years and how we have celebrated and refreshed our memories of Foundation Day. So, as you all know, any Foundation Day is celebrated for the employees to discover and reconnect with the heritage and values and to celebrate its achievements. This is also
all the HODs available over here and all the V-Guardians to this year marking function. Welcome one and all. It's time to reconnect with our core beliefs now, values and the achievements, and also understand what our key focus area should be there for this particular year. Let's all join and hear from the eminent speakers and have a memorable and insightful evening ahead. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.
So before we move ahead, I talked about the theme of this year's Foundation Day, and we have a brief video to showcase what we are focusing on this year. Let's take a look at the video for Foundation Day. Now that you've all seen a brief of this year's theme, who other than our dearest Ram sir to explain and share his invaluable insights on the theme and deliver the keynote address. Over to you, sir, for the keynote address.
Thank you, Anju. Good evening, everyone. And it's very nice to catch up with all of you. Good evening to everyone here, and good evening to everyone who's also joined online. I think it's one of the rare occasions where we have entire team V-Guard connected. And I think Foundation Day, provides the right platform to sharply focus, right, on what we need to do and what we need to build to carry our values and carry our ability, right, into the future. Yeah? I think this year's theme that we have picked up is theme Lead, Transform and Grow, and I think it's very apt. It's a very apt theme for the current situation. Yeah, I think the current situation is very, very volatile. Yeah, The current environment is continuously evolving. Yeah, technology is reshaping business. Technology is reshaping commerce. Yeah, and technology is reshaping ways of working. I think the best evidence that we saw, right? Nearly 2.5 years, we've run this organization, right? Working, from home. Yeah. Unthinkable maybe 5 years back, unthinkable even on the day when we started to go on a lockdown, right? Unthinkable, right? We would wonder how life would go on, but that's been possible. Yeah. Also, of course, thanks to those who have stood on the ground, run the plant and machinery, or those in R&D who kept the product engines going. Yeah. But that apart, I think the rest of the organization is connected and operated remotely. Yeah? So I think this is an important evidence, right? Even how the forces of what I would say society are changing, right? The pressures on protecting the environment, yeah. The geopolitical pressures and the consequence on business, consequence on supply chain. So I think it's all requiring, right, that we all be continuously agile when we respond to market, right? But agility cannot come by replicating and extending, right, what we do today. Yeah, and agility cannot come, right, from what I would say structure, right? Agility comes from initiative, right? Individuals, each and every one of us who are sitting here in this room, right? We have the ability to sense. We have the ability to respond. We have the ability to understand. So agility is something while corporations can design for agility, but agility is also about how individuals perceive, how individuals act, how individuals respond, right? And that's something which is embodied in leadership, right? So agility is also a leadership attribute, right? So I think so today's theme in that sense is very, very connected, and so I'm happy to talk about it. I think how do we bring this theme alive, and that's something that I would like to spend some time today. Leadership, right? Leadership, it should be from the front, right? It should be by example, and not only should we walk, we should also show, yeah, and we should also move, yeah. So I think that's very, very critical. You look at V-Guard, right? V-Guard has exponentially grown as a company over the last decade, right? Both in terms of revenue and employee strength, right? But our challenges are lot more complex, right? From where we started today. We have, we are a multi-locational company today. Yeah, we have more complex supply chains, right? And we have done, although we have done a wonderful job in transitioning our supply side, right? But still, right, it needs to be far more agile and far more responsive, right? Because we are competing with new generation companies, right? They have, they have nothing to start from, right? They purely scratch. There are companies coming up, they just source, yeah, brand, and sell on e-commerce, and we know a number of them, right? And they can operate with a 15% markup, yeah? And that's very difficult for someone like us to compete, not only from a cost structure point of view, right, but also from an agility point of view. So challenges are many, right, and that is why the other two part comes in, right. So we need to lead, but we need to transform, and leadership and transformation, right, will help us to drive our growth. Yeah. So the biggest challenge now for us is how do we align our employees, right? How do we align our employees to our thought, where we need to move and how we need to grow, right? We have employees who are new, and we are employees who are loyalists, who've been with the organization for long, and we need to keep rejuvenating them also, right, as we integrate the newer employees. Yeah. So what is clear is that V-Guard needs to inculcate a culture that encourages, creates, nurtures, and rewards leader, right? So that we can work together as a seamless team, right? And we can lead each other, right? Leadership is not a prerogative of top management, right? Each and every one of us are leaders and can be leaders. In fact, interestingly, recently the HR department, tried to conduct some kind of a, what I would say, leadership evaluation to identify development roadmap for employees, right? And we picked up people in the middle management to do that, right? And I am very happy to note that what came out, right, where V-Guard stood out compared to industry, is on leadership. Yeah. So, so leadership is not new to all of us, right? I think all of us demonstrate outstanding leadership, which has helped us to travel the journey. But this nuance of leadership, right? It needs to evolve, it needs to grow, yeah? It needs to be deeper, right? And it needs to be agile and faster, right? When we go, right? And it needs to be inclusive, yeah? Inclusivity is very also important, right? And that comes to the next theme, right? So what will drive inclusivity, right? It's transformation, right? So transformation is critical. I think, we have a team, which has been assembled, yeah? I think, in the last 4 to 5 years or last 6 years, right? Probably 70-75% of what is V-Guard today has come on board, right? So, how do we, convey, sustain and maintain a culture? Yeah. How do we communicate and evolve behaviors, right, which are supportive to the organization to evolve in this new environment, right? We talked about, how efficient startups are coming up, right? We talked about how technology is transforming the way the business, commerce, right? And transactions are happening, right? And these all have to be understood by all of us, digested, embraced and deployed in business, right? And that's where the transformation piece comes in, right? I think digital is moving, developments in the digital world is moving very fast, right? And I must say, employees in V-Guard have responded well thus far, right? And I think we are doing a good job with deploying foundational technology and platforms, right, which will be the mainstay on which the entire digital responsiveness of V-Guard will be built when it gets built as we go forward, right? I think it's going to touch all of us, right? And all of us need to understand newer technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of this is coming into play, yeah? And companies are deploying that, or new generation companies are putting that in place, right, as a part of the way that they respond in the market, right? And some of that we encounter, right? The way you prototype today has changed, yeah? So all of these technologies, yeah, how do we embrace them? How do we bring them? How do we land them into the company, right? It's not that simple, because any technology and any way of working, right, will modify the way we are organized, the way we engage with each other. And it is important for us, right, to understand the context, to understand the environment, right, to be communicative, right, to understand who is going to get impacted, right, and to operate in consensus, right, and so that there is more ownership, right, for the changes that we bring into the business, right. So transformation is key, right, and digital and business transformation, right, is going to be at the foundation of the future of our business, right. But digital transformation will require experimenting, researching, testing and deploying. So it's not something that you can just go and put it out there, right? You need to understand it, you need to sense, you need to do pilots, refine it and then deploy it, and that's very critical, right? And to be able to do that, right, we require an attitudinal shift, right, that promotes all of us to be natural leaders, right, to take initiatives, to seize opportunity, to question what is redundant, right, and to find innovative solutions instead of resigning in the face of obstacles and problems. Yeah, deploying change, right, it's not easy. Yeah, it's frustrating and sometimes time consuming. We need to be patient. A lot of changes, right? If you look at the changes that we have done on the supply side, right? It's been what, 7-8 years, and I think there is at least another 2 to 3 years of tail of changes that need to happen on the supply side. So that's the kind of resilience that we all need to show when we approach transformation, right? But I think the future of transformation is not in the next 2 to 2.5 years, right? Top-down transformation is going to be pretty much over. Yeah, the kind of things that we can visualize and we can put structure is going to be over. Yeah, newer developments are happening. It's the younger generation which is closer to a functional area or closer to a business area, which will be able to connect the changes that are happening outside, right? And, reflect that into our organization, define, deploy pilots, refine and, scale and deploy. So it needs to go down the organization one level lower, right? And then growth, right? Growth is a huge challenge, right? Growth and profitability, is a huge challenge in this environment. Yeah? Businesses today are strained, yeah? And, the business environment and as also the macro environment continues to be in crisis, even though, we are recovering from commodity, price inflation. But the outlook on commodity is still unclear. As China comes back, demand comes in, right? Some of the areas like copper, even oil to some degree, right? We've seen some firmness, right? Interest rates are continuing to go up and they probably will go up in the near to mid-term, right, further, or probably stay elevated for longer, right? And the impact of pandemic is still not disappearing, right? I think, while locally, things are slowly falling in place, the global supply chain is still stressed and challenged, right? Things are getting better, but the challenges are still out there. So I think the environment continues to remain challenging. And, in this hour of need, right, I think, to grow, we need to be agile, we need to be decisive, we need to collaborate with each other, right? Collaboration, right? We've all seen how our organization has evolved, right? From an organization, which is vertically integrated, right? We are a horizontal organization today, right? We have capabilities, we have functions, right? And we have business lines, and these three have to work together, right? And I think, people in functional lines or people in, capability lines need to understand, right, what are the boundaries of business and what is the way in which we infuse, right, capability or functional ability into a business, right? And similarly, right, the people in business, right, how do we receive capability, how do we embrace functional know-how into our business? And I think this is a huge challenge, yeah. Otherwise, it's like, five fingers, but, they don't work together. If they don't work together, you can't pick up something, yeah. So I think this is something, which is very important, right? Very important. And I request you all, to focus on collaboration, right? I think we are a very powerful organization, and I think we have done some outstanding work. Without collaboration, we couldn't have come to where we have come to, right? But can we shift the goalpost and, move collaboration one level higher than where we are today, right? I think that's very critical, yeah. I think doing so will help us to chart our own path to growth trajectory and, how to deal with the VUCA world, right? I think we need to grow exponentially, we need to grow profitably, yeah. But that also means that, we need to have courage, yeah. We are in a difficult environment, challenged with profitability, yeah. So pricing transmission, yeah, and, product innovation and differentiation, right? These are areas we must strongly focus on, right, to help the business to grow. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
So that was our Director and Chief Operating Officer, Shri V. Ramachandran, iterating and reiterating again and again on the importance of collaborating, and he was urging us to think big and think beyond. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, sir. So now we all know that a preferred employer brand is not some organization which just gives flexibility on the workplace front. A good organization is also a place where we all want to come every Monday morning, and it is that one place where we are clear about our objectives, our core values, vision and mission, where there is an inclusive, enabling environment for us to work. So, to clearly communicate these values, ideas, vision and mission, who better than our senior leaders? Quoting Peter Drucker here, management is doing things right, while leadership is doing the right things. And we have two such leaders today with us who will be sharing their valuable thoughts and insights. Yes, our very dearest founder and chairman emeritus, Shri Kochausap Chitlapalli sir, and Mithun Chitlapalli sir, our managing director. May I please request you to come over to the stage to share your thoughts. Please give them a big round of applause. So we've gotten several questions, thoughts, ideas from all of you, which you'd like to hear from Coach Ausu sir and Mithun sir. So we thought, why not have a fireside chat with the people at the helm and the most important people at the helm. So maybe without further ado, let me just take over and try on behalf of all of you present here, ask them their valuable thoughts and opinions on what should be V-Guard's growth, how should we be leaders, and how should we do it inclusively.
Yeah, please. This is okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Okay, so as you all know,
Yeah. This is okay.
yes. So as you all know, we had floated in a form soliciting some questions from all of you, which you feel that could be addressed very well by our very eminent guest of honor, Coach Ausu sir, as well as our Managing Director, Mithun sir. So we have taken into account all the questions that came from different parts of the country and have collated it. And on behalf of all of you, let me just please present this to them and let's hear from them. So one question that came often from various employees from different parts of the country was to you, Coach Ausu sir, was regarding your humble means and your interest, probably which was in the field of science initially, and how you actually got a spark to start an organization like this. Ms. Gayatri R from the Electronics Division, Coimbatore, was asking you, what is that spark?
Thank you. First of all, let me thank all of you, the top management as well as all other V-Guardians, especially those who are listening from other towns, other cities, celebrating the Foundation Day, February 2nd, really a memorable day in my life. 46 years back, I started in a very small level. That means if you ask me that particular question, it will be a repetition. Still, I have to repeat. That time, my ambition or my idea was just to start my own. Because I used to tell, before that I was working in a company and that company was not doing well. I was searching for a better job and fortunately or unfortunately I couldn't get a better job either in ISRO or BARC. So I was forced to resign and start my own. So that time my ambition was to earn better than the salary which I was earning earlier. I was quite confident that I can earn much better than that. So that was the beginning. And again started with stabilizers. And after few years I was wondering, in this case I have only one particular product, stabilizer, only stabilizer, only stabilizer. At the same time, the electricity minister those days used to threaten me, saying next year onwards there will not be any power cut. So it is good for the public citizens, but my heart is beating. So I was searching for other products like, say, very ordinary products like pumps, water heaters, or say, even we had wall clocks earlier, electronic wall clocks. So one by one, I tried to develop and introduce in the market, and our senior people like Murali or Anthony Sebastian may be knowing the history. So, in a nutshell, what I can say, whatever we do, we have to do wholeheartedly. We have to spend our heart and soul into it. If you produce stabilizer, if you produce water heater, if you produce pump sets, produce it in high quality. How the market is operating. there are umpty number of products in the market, and what differentiates your product or our product with other products? Nothing but the quality of the product, the efficiency of the product. That is very simple. This is not a rocket technology. I used to say, we never have any patented technology with us. All technology is quite open, but still we are surviving. How? Nothing but because of the quality consciousness and straightforward attitude we are following. Very simple logic. Thank you.
Correct, sir. Thank you so much for revealing that success mantra. It is definitely quality consciousness which is probably setting us apart and which has helped us survive over the years. And maybe I should also say that fortunately, because you lost your job, unfortunately at that point of time, fortunately we are all sitting here with a job right here in V-Guard. Thank you so much for taking this courageous decision. So maybe just in addition to that, sir, Yuvraj, who was part of the R&D team in our Kochi office, wanted to ask you, was there any, so you clearly explained already what made you start, but is there anything, because you are such a versatile and established leader, we all look up to you as a leader, is there any values or behaviors you wish to talk about that a leader must possess, sir?
Just think about leaders. Across the world, we can see number of leaders. Leaders are very few. So somebody, whether she or he is becoming a leader, it's nothing but he or she has to have more number of followers. Without followers, there is no leader at all. So how do we create followers? Think about that. Nothing but. That means we must have certain qualities in which they can look upon, they can depend on, your subordinates can depend on. There is no magic in which. That means that the leader must be having number of followers, otherwise there is no leader at all. So definitely, if you are ready to work hard, if you are ready to do in a straightforward way, definitely you will have followers. Otherwise, I doubt whether you can be a leader for a longer period, maybe for a shorter period.
Right, sir. So you, as sir rightly pointed out, I think it is the followers who makes a leader. So I think it's a great lesson for all of us. And we also had a lot of questions for you, Mithun sir. So I think Ram sir also mentioned just a while ago on having a lot of employees who have been here serving us for a decade, 2 decades or even more. And we are also at the same time looking to absorb a lot of young talent. So how do you think we'll be able to rejuvenate the old as well as imbibe the young spirit?
So V-Guard is 46 years old. So we have a mix of both old, talent as well as people who have joined us maybe in the last few years. So I think we have harnessed the experience and the wisdom of the older generation of leaders like Mr. Vijayan, Anthony Sebastian, who is still continuing, Murali is also there, still continuing. So we definitely the experience and the wisdom is very important in any company. I've been fortunate to be working with these people, and we have added on, we have only added on wherever we felt that there is either it's a new category or maybe it's a function that did not exist, or so I think in V-Guard we have been very careful not to there are some issues, of course there are differences in perspectives and there are generational differences, including me, but I think largely we have found a way to work together and form a very powerful team of the old and new. So we want both. We want new blood as well as the old blood. because nothing can replace experience and wisdom, and certain skill sets are not probably going to be in the company, so you have to hire from outside. So it's a combination of both, which has driven V-Guard from, you know, wherever it was 15 years back till today.
Right, very right, sir, absolutely right. Because I remember personally speaking to someone, so this is my first organization right out of college, and I'll be completing 4 years this March. So while all of my colleagues, I hear from them when they seek out opportunities elsewhere. This is one organization which is prompting all of us to stick together and work together, for united by a vision and guided by the wisdom of all the employees that are already existing. So truly it's a great place to work, and we've been recognized. So maybe we'll move on to the next question, which is regarding team management, and it is directed to Kochhar sir. So because over the years you have had to manage a lot of people, manage teams and delegated tasks to them, sir. So maybe what would be your advice to our leaders and managers over here on how we can effectively bring the best out of teams, sir?
To start with, so I was basically a science graduate, a postgraduate, and I never had any formal managerial education. So year by year, I started feeling how to take my company to the next level. So definitely there I require a lot of improvement myself. So I have to search for say opportunities to improve my skills, leadership skills. Nowadays, no, I'm talking about the olden days, say 46 years back. But nowadays things are very easy. Now you have YouTube, you have say all these gadgets, Google, the knowledge is free, almost free. Those days I have to literally search to get some training as far as managerial aspects, whether it is public speaking or, just for your information, I studied in a Malayalam medium school. The ability in communicating in English was quite poor, so I attended number of training programs to improve my English speaking ability. So what I am trying to convey here, if there is a will, there is a way. So naturally, if somebody is good in technology, you can also become a manager. So that is actually happening. For example, say our APJ Abdul Kalam, he was only a technical manager, was a junior manager in ISRO, junior engineer in ISRO, finally reached to the top level. So if there is a will, there is a way, you can also improve yourself. So what I am trying to convey here to the young people sitting here, you can also improve. And one more thing what I have noticed, how many of you are below 46? How many of you are, please raise your hands, how many of you are below 46? So majority of you are below 46. Yeah? So this is a young company, young company, am I right?
Right, sir,
Yeah.
right.
So there is a large amount of scope is there to improve yourself. And again, this year is very particular for me. I started at the age of 27. Now my age is ulta. That means 72. So definitely there is large amount of scope is there to improve yourself. Don't think, okay, I was born individually, don't think that, okay, I never got any opportunity, I studied in a village. Somebody may be thinking, my parents are poor, my parents are not educated. Don't think that way. Try to grab maximum number of informations, knowledge, try to improve your skills, try to improve your value individually, then only the organization will look upon you and give you a promotion, take you to the next level. So that is a simple thing, and success is not that easy. Success will not be there in a silver platter. So we have to work hard. Individually you have to work hard, then success will be yours. And even if you are excelling well and still your immediate boss is not promoting you, you quit the job and find out somewhere else. Okay.
Thank you so much for your honest reply, sir, because I think this is...
I think they're already doing it, it's okay. You don't need to tell them.
Yeah.
This generation is already doing it. So.
Right, sir, because exactly, which that brings me to the next question also, because these honest answers, I'm sure it is resonating with all of us. And what sir has been trying to tell us is to own our skills and never stop improving. So that is definitely a great lesson for all of us, I believe. And what sir was saying, a lot of young people might be quitting, sir, because there is a lot of new employment trends also emerging. There is hybrid model coming up. There is a lot of jargon being thrown out regarding digital workspaces, hybrid models and all these things. So providing the resources to them to work effectively and at the same time also retain them. Like how are we responding to these employment trends really?
So I think so it depends on an industry, right? So we are in a CPG, consumer packaged goods industry. So our industry is, what is our job? Our job is to, go through the consumer insights, create new products or services, and then develop those, create ideas for products and services, then develop those products and services, and then, try and sell those products and services through the various channels we have, be it e-commerce and all that. So if you look at bulk of our people are going to be either in the creation part, or in the sales part, or then there are some support functions also. So I think for majority of the people, what we do is problem solving, whether it is solving an issue with a product, solving an issue with a category, solving an issue with a channel partner. So I think majority of the roles in our company at least will probably require us to come to office, but there are certain roles. For example, content management, e-commerce, there are various back-end functions of e-commerce. So there are some functions which is possible and which is more closer to a tech, kind of a job, which can be done remotely. But we also want people to, so I mean, it's good to do remote working, but unless people come to a particular facility, be it office or R&D center or whatever it is, and they interact with each other, it is going to be pretty difficult for us to create a bond, a social bond, to create teamwork, to create a sense of belonging. So yeah, I mean, IT companies have it a little more easier in that way, but even they are forcing their people to come back because they find that the attachment to the organization is not there unless you physically visit. So I think that's my answer. So I think there are going to be roles which it is possible to be done remotely, but question is, do you want it to be forever remote? Will they have the same kind of attachment? Will they have the same kind of teamwork? So suppose there's a team of 10 people and 3 of them are working remotely all the time. Do you think that team will work well? I don't know, I'm not so sure. So I think these are the, it's not only something I grapple with, but it's every company is thinking, and we would like people to work from wherever it's comfortable, but there are these other aspects, soft aspects, which gets missed out. It is not about that work, right? It's also about, there is this tea break, there is this, chit chat, banter in the office. That part, I don't know how you can replicate through an online medium, and that's the issue.
Absolutely, sir. So these are definitely thoughts that are worth reflecting on with all the changes that is happening into workplaces.
So these are some thoughts that we should all ponder on frequently. And I hope this answered the questions shared by Mr. Abhishek from the HR team in Roorkee, as well as Mr. Vinay Giri from Ghaziabad marketing team. Now, another question that has come across, that we came across from all of you, was regarding the ability or the risk-taking appetite, and regarding those things, they wanted to ask you, Gujjar sir, you have yourself taken up so many risks along your career path in your different businesses other than V-Guard also. So is it really necessary, and should be cultivated? Is there any formula behind taking the right risks?
Yes, of course, risk taking is very, very important. That is a must. As a growing company, a company which wants to survive, definitely we have to take a lot of risk, no doubt about it. But we have to take calculated risk, I believe. We can't take all the risks, but we have to take very, very calculated risk. There we require a lot of homework. There we have to put a lot of attention. So that is the success of any successful companies. All the companies, they are taking a lot of risk, no doubt about it. Some are successful, some are miserably failing. So definitely, those who are doing a lot of homework, and at the same time, those who are having a lot of bonding, that means say togetherness, belongingness, definitely they will be, the success rate will be more. Because if you know, we have only one brain. At the same time, as a group, you have 10, 20 brains together. If 20 brains together think, you will get better ideas. So if one manager thinks that his brain is more powerful, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. 20 brains, 20 average brains will be more powerful than a single bright super brain. That is my feeling. So definitely, in continuation with what Midun said, of course, nowadays it is very challenging. You know, a lot of competition is there. Market is flooded with different products. So, what makes somebody to be with V-Guard is definitely, I believe, that feel of belongingness, feel of that we have to create. That top management has to create. Don't think that it has to come from the bottom. It has to flow from the top. Then only that belongingness will happen. That is the beauty of successful enterprises. We can see, say, 3 generation, 4 generation successful businesses like Tata or Godrej or TVS or Murugappa Group, say similar. They are continuing with generation after generation. How it is possible? Nothing but they are holding their people close-heartedly. That may be the reason. No doubt about it.
Right, sir. So what sir was, I think, trying to convey was regarding the belongingness and how he emphasized on the concept of synergies when the group output is definitely higher than the individual outputs. Great learnings for all of us here, which again brings us back to the changing landscape, the business environment, which has become very volatile, and undoubtedly we all know about it and we acknowledge it. So all the previous trends we hoped would reach out to us has already become our reality. So all these buzzwords we are talking about, whether it's AI or machine learning, everything has become reality. So what are these trends, sir, as an organization, V-Guard as an organization or our industry, what is important for us to watch out for?
So I think we are not yet, reached a point where these capabilities are directly, starting to affect our industry. But for example, if you look at AI, we are collecting almost, we're getting almost 1 million calls, customer service calls in a year. And we have been collecting this data of the customer, the product, phone number, address, PIN code, etc., for the last 8 or 9 years. So almost we have a database of maybe 70 lakh customers, of existing V-Guard customers, who have called us for various services. Now, this is still sitting with us. We have not figured out a way how to harvest it. We have not figured out a way how to, cross-sell, upsell, whatever you want to call it. So these are the, we have not done it, but these are, so we have data, but we are not utilizing it. Whereas, what Amazon does is they constantly use it to, upsell, cross-sell and all that. So that's one example. So maybe when we have our own, e-commerce site like direct to customer site, at that time we probably will use some of these things. Another emerging trend is, for example, EV. So when EV was becoming a very powerful revolution, maybe 5-6 years back, that's when we started looking, and we found a company called Gigadyne, where we have made an investment. So some of these technologies V-Guard may not directly get involved, but it may be through some startups and something like that, because it's completely different. It's a new concept of battery where theoretically the battery will not die. So and so far the results are promising, and I'm hopeful in the next 1 or 2 years, Gigadyne goes on to become a very big force in the battery industry globally, and we can already see some signs of that. It's still early. I mean, we are only 2 years into it's a lab project which is moving into a small factory, but we will know in 5 years. But we are fairly confident that something big will come out of it. So yeah, some of this technology V-Guard may not directly incubate, but it may be through partnership. And for example, Negi is mentoring Gigadyne, and he's helping the kids, helping those guys to execute whatever they have in their plan. So those are some of the things that we will do.
That's great to know. Of course, we have ambitious projects in the pipeline, and we are trying to catch up with the changing technologies, the trends, and everything. So we are indeed transforming a great deal. So probably something in line with this, Bachao sir. So a lot of transformation has happened in V-Guard so far. There are many decisions taken by Mithun sir also. So some of the employees had asked me to ask you whether anything you would have done differently than Mithun sir, or is there something that you are very happy about that he did, or he has implemented, or the team has implemented so far, sir?
Yes, I am really happy to see that V-Guard has grown such a level, especially within the last 10-12 years. As you know, I was almost away from V-Guard for the last 10-12 years. Just for your information, after 60 years of old age, I again became unemployed. That's why I started another activity, construction, the apartment construction, yeah. And because I handed over the baton to, V-Guard baton to Mithun, and Wonderla to Arun. So practically I became unemployed. So that's why I started one more activity into constructions. So within these 10-12 years, V-Guard has grown length and breadth, products, the location, all together, different products, and a lot of transformations, which I never can think about, because I am a old school of thought, as well as I was, once upon a time I used to boast myself I am good in technology, but now I am totally outdated, really totally outdated. So I am really happy that the new team, especially Ram and Mithun, took the company to the next level. and a lot of improvement has happened, and I really believe that this is the right direction. A company, an old company can be taken to the next level. Good.
Something for all of us to be proud of, right? So we are indeed in the right direction as per our founder and chairman emeritus. Thank you for the well wishes, sir. And so I think that answered a couple of questions that came from corporate office as well. And there was another question which came from our manufacturing excellence lead, Mr. Gautam Shivbalan, regarding our focus on expanding our manufacturing footprints, and we are doing a lot of things to transform us internally. So, but there are the other side. There is the other side to it. When we are undertaking too many things, then there are of course threats also associated with this. So, how do you evaluate the transformation journey so far, and what is the plan ahead, sir?
So basically, what happened is, V-Guard business model was largely into creating products and then finding vendors who will make those products for V-Guard, and V-Guard would buy those products and sell them at a good margin to channel partners. And this was a brilliant concept and brilliant business model, and it worked very well till about 2016-17, and that's when our government decided to introduce GST. So GST had a lot of impact on a lot of industries. In our industry, or especially on V-Guard, what it meant was V-Guard was uncompetitive in the market to the tune of between 4 to 8%. So in some categories, our prices were higher by 4%. Some categories, our prices were higher by 8%. If you compare with someone who's completely integrated into manufacturing, and we have a couple of competitors which are, heavily backward integrated into manufacturing. And when we did the GST study with Deloitte, it was mainly on the study was mainly to find out what are the things we need to do to make a smooth transition into GST. This was a shocking number that came out, that our effective prices will be higher than, because what is happening is earlier system had something called excess duty, and which was based on MRP. So, and the MRP is much higher than the actual price of the dealer price of the product. So the effective duty, someone who's manufacturing was paying much higher, whereas V-Guard's duty was only on the cost part, because V-Guard was buying the product from the manufacturer, and which is when the excess was paid. So slightly technical, but anyway, the crux of the matter is we became uncompetitive. So it's not by choice, but V-Guard actually was forced to invest in manufacturing, and from maybe 20%, 25% own manufacturing 10 years back, today we manufacture about 60% and we think we will go to about 75% in own manufacturing. So, so to answer you, it's not that we want to build these factories. It's a huge risk running so many factories. Anything can go wrong in any one of these factories. So it's actually a huge risk running manufacturing locations. So it's not by choice, but rather we were forced into it. And we've only invested in manufacturing where we think that there is a clear payback for the factory, either in terms of lower cost or in terms of product improvement. And we have seen that. I think by investing in the factory in Roorkee, it has completely catapulted our fan business into a new level. I mean, we have grown leaps and bounds in the fan business only because we invested in the plant, and only because we designed certain products which can be made by certain type of machines which are in our plant or in 2 or 3 plants in the country, which makes our products unique. So earlier Dad was talking about what is your product has to have something unique. So I think we will go and invest in manufacturing wherever we are uncompetitive, and we understand that we are not competitive in certain parts of the business, but slowly, as we are investing in manufacturing, this will change, and V-Guard will, at least it gives us a huge chance to win in the market, because you can't really compete in the market when your prices are higher by 4 to 8%. You are pretty much no chance to win, if that's the case.
Definitely. So I think this was an excellent example of how we combated something that was thrown to us all of a sudden and how we overcame it after analyzing it and taking the right course of action after that. So we now spoke about a great deal on transformation with respect to manufacturing or how we have changed. So one important aspect which we kept on hearing from Kochhar sir as well was regarding how we are quality conscious, how we are focused on ethical practices. So I think Kochhar sir, you are the right person. We are all looking up to you as somebody who is an embodiment of these values. So some maybe advice to us on how we should always uphold ethics or ethical practices. Yes, sir.
This particular aspect, when we talk about quality consciousness, it is very simple, I think, in the sense you just think from the other side, the customer point of view. What the customer expects, nothing but they need a better product, they need a high quality product, they need the latest trends, they need everything. So definitely quality consciousness, straightforward attitude, proper after sales service, these are all must, no doubt about it. How long we can cheat people? How long we can cheat people? We can cheat few people for few times, not all the people all the time. So definitely it's very simple. No, we have to move according to the trend. If somebody else, for example, if your competitor is producing something different, we have to produce a better product than the other party. Then only you can attract your customers. Nowadays, customer has a lot of options. Not only V-Guard, not only Havells or any. So definitely, the quality consciousness and straightforward attitude is the main reason for the continuity, for the sustainability. No other shortcut methods, which I believe. If there is another shortcut method, you please adopt. I don't know.
Right, sir. So I think that is again another reminder for us to hold on to V-Guard values of trust, whether it's loyalty or ethical conduct of business. This is always ingrained in every V-Guardian's heart, I'm pretty sure. So maybe we are almost drawing to a conclusion of this discussion due to paucity of time, but we'd like to just take up some more questions that have come up. So one question was around what will be our new products or line items or new category business to expect in the 50th anniversary. This question came from Mr. Kumarane, Direct Service Manager from Chennai. I'd like to take up the question.
So I think as with every company, we don't talk about what we are going to do. Primarily because some of these projects it's better to be kept a little secretive. But all I can say is that one important event that has happened in the last couple of months is that we have acquired a company called Sunflame. So you can expect both Sunflame brand and V-Guard to launch a lot more categories in kitchen and to expand the entire. Already, I think Sunflame already has a lot of products, and there's a lot of possibility of cross-selling these products, manufacturing, in one another's factory and selling. So those kind of things. So kitchen will probably become a huge focus area for V-Guard. We have wires and cables, which is a very large division. We have, stabilizer, of course, very large division. We have water heating and fan, it's also large. So I think kitchen will be the next, focus area.
Maybe in association with the same thing, so there was a question that has come up from Mr. Babu, our branch head for Hyderabad team. So he was talking about the trend around modern trade and the future of general trade.
I think if you look at a very developed market like US, Europe, there is like only chain stores. The entire country, I think in America, in North America, maybe there are like 5 or 6 large distribution companies, and there are maybe like 10, 12 retailers, and they control maybe 90% of the market. General traders 10% of the market. So India, if you look at 10 years back, maybe 90%, 95% was general trade, and 5% was modern trade. Today, in some categories, general trade is only 50 to 60%. E-commerce is 30%, and modern trade is 20%. So, I don't know. I mean, we don't know what will be the equilibrium, but definitely, trade has to get organized, because that is the way it has happened in every country. So I'm guessing that it will happen in India also. But the only difference is in India, foreign companies are not allowed to do retailing. So we have only Reliance Retail, and we have the local chain stores, which is your Nandalats and Girias and those guys, and they will continue to become larger and larger, because it's a vote bank politics. I don't see the government changing the rules to allow retailers to come to India. So we'll have Reliance, and we'll have Amazon, Flipkart, and we'll have the chain stores. The GT business for some of the segments will degrow, but for electrical products, we have not seen that happening. In electrical, it is still GT 95%. So if you look at wires and cables, switches and switchgear, pumps and motors, all these things, it is still 95% electrical. So the electrical retailers are they have made sure that e-commerce or whatever it is not. So someone asked me this question. This is how I answer. Our job is to sell products to consumer. So it is the consumer's choice where to buy from. We don't have a view on whether he should buy from e-commerce or mom and pop store or modern trade or RSS, but it's a customer's choice. So if the customer moves to a particular channel, every company, including V-Guard, will be forced to move. That is my answer. So it's not that we have a particular preference, but if the channel, the customer is choosing to buy from somewhere, then it's going to be very difficult for the companies to stay away from. That's my answer.
Absolutely, sir. I think an omni-channel experience is something that every organization is striving forward to right now these days. So maybe we'll conclude with one last question, which came from a lot of employees, was regarding the future and how we see us maybe 5 years down the lane or 10 years down the lane. And this question is for both of you, Kocha sir and Mithun sir.
In fact, I am not a party to talk about the future.
What is your ambition?
But only thing I can add upon what Mithun says, we have to adjust the sail according to the winds. If there is a change in the wind, definitely we have to shift to that direction. No doubt about it. That so that we must be always be careful, be focused, be attentive in what direction the market is moving. For example, when Corona, the pandemic came, that up to that period we were not that serious about e-commerce. But suddenly we raised to the occasion, and we are also now into e-commerce. So always there is a blessing in disguise. There is a benefit in every difficulties. Crisis situations are good for growth. That much I can tell. And Mithun will complete the balance.
So I think when I joined the business in 2006, at that time, me and Vijayan, we were sitting and saying what we should do. I think Anthony Sebastian told us. So we had a vision 500 crores. I don't know how many of you remember this vision 500 crores. Some of you will remember this. So I think we've gone past 500,000. We are probably going to hit 5,000 very soon. So I think
But when we think about Vision 500, that time what was the
it
turnover?
was only 200 crores.
Yeah.
So it was trying to double, because at that time we couldn't even think about beyond 500. Because that's how things are. So I think but today I think what we are putting a framework is we should double revenues every 5 years. So that's what we're going to try to do. If we double revenues, and of course not at the expense of margins, double revenues and EBITDA every 5 years, I think that's the kind of trajectory and framework that we have put in place. And so I will not put any number, and you can do your own calculation. So we should probably double every 5 years.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
all.
much, Vijay sir and Joseph sir. So hopefully we'll keep on doubling and tripling, and that's definitely the plan. And we're all in this together. Thank you so much, sir.
you.
I please request to please take the front row seats. Thank you so much for sharing your invaluable insights and thoughts on all the questions that came up from employees across India. I'm sure this was definitely a thought-provoking and a very honest chat that was held with two people whom we all look up to the most. And we have now come to a point where we are moving ahead in this ceremony. So we've been talking about loyalty, trust, and all these values, and it is time to felicitate few V-Guardians who have completed more than 2 decades, that is more than 25 years of work experience with V-Guard. We would like to honor them with a small token of appreciation. And before we do that, may I please request our Vice President Marketing, Shri Muralidharan sir, to speak a few words regarding the long service awardees.
Good evening to all. Respected Chairman Emeritus, MD, COO, and all colleagues. It is really a pleasure for me to stand here on this occasion, on this 46th Foundation Day. You remember it is a teamwork, as mentioned earlier. It's a teamwork of all people, all sections, not only working in V-Guard, but associated with the V-Guard. All our associates with V-Guard, including the customers, have done a lot for the growth of this organization like this. And it is our duty to continue that in the coming years also. So on this occasion, as rightly pointed by Anchu, there are some people who have completed 25 years of service, which is really good, should be encouraged and should be rewarded also. These people are from different departments. They are from different locations also, not one same location. So first of all, I would like to congratulate them for completing this one and wish them many, many years of fruitful service in the organization. Okay. Along with, I request all others also to achieve same the coming years also. So going to the agenda, I would like to call upon each staff by their name, and I request all of you to give a good applause to them when they come as well as when they receive the honor from our chairman and MD. Because this is one of the golden moments which will be shared by them with their family members, with their relatives, with their well-wishers. Surely such thing has to happen in life and should be appreciated. Okay. So I would like to call upon persons one by one. First, I would like to call Mr. Kiran Kumar. Now, before that, I want Chairman Emeritus and MD to come here. Kiran, he is from Hyderabad. Congratulations, Mr. Kiran Kumar. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Venkatesh from Coimbatore. Congratulations, Mr. Venkatesh. Now I'd like to call Mr. Srinivas Lu from Hyderabad. Congratulations, Srinivas Lu. Next is Mr. Biju MV from Kochi Corporate. Congratulations, Mr. Biju. Next is Mrs. Sindhu KS from Kochi. Congratulations, Sindhu. Now next is Jacob J from Kochi Corporate. Congratulations, Jacob. Next, Mr. A.B. Abraham. Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for giving this opportunity to address all of you. Thanks a lot to all.
Thank you, Murli sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kuchal sir and Midun sir for felicitating the awardees, the award winners. What a great display of talent, energy and commitment. Thank you so much, all 7 of you, for serving V-Guard, and thank you for your many years of wonderful service. So maybe we'll move ahead with the next item in the agenda, which is the mashup of all the pre-events that we had conducted in association with Foundation Day. And there were 3 contests that took place as part of this year's Foundation Day. One was V-Guard Masterminds contest, where we asked participants to give in or pitch in ideas related to any product innovations or process innovations or best practices and put their knowledge, professional acumen and creativity to use. So we had a great number of participants from all across India taking part, and we have identified few winners for the same. Also, there is the VG Factor contest which was organized, where we asked all employees to submit a summary of their unique journey of growth with V-Guard and note their experiences in a unique format. We had close to 50 entries for the VG Factor contest and the V-Guard crossword contest finally with 144 entries and counting. So massive participation from all V-Guardians. Thank you so much. Let's have a look at some glimpses from these challenges.
ये मैं हूँ और ये है हमारा एम्प्लॉय ऑफ द मंथ का ट्रॉफी, जिसके लिए हम हर एक मंथ मेहनत करते हैं ताकि हम इस ट्रॉफी को अचीव कर पाए।
Hi everyone, I am Bit Kumar Roy. I am from Kolkata, West Bengal, and I done my diploma in mechanical engineering.
दिसंबर मंथ में मैंने V-Guard यूनिट 3 में एज ए कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल एम्प्लॉय ज्वाइन किया था। आफ्टर 6 मंथ मैनेजमेंट ने मेरा हार्डवर्क एंड मेरा काम देख के मुझे आगे कंटिन्यू करने का एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दिया। फिर उसके बाद मैं IQC से SAP क्लियरेंस, प्रोसेस ऑडिट से FG क्लियरेंस, ऐसे धीरे धीरे बाकी काम सीखते गया। क्वालिटी टेक्नीशियन ऑफर लेटर मिला V-Guard से। मुझे एक सेकेंड अपॉर्चुनिटी दिया गया मैनेजमेंट के तरफ से। फिर वो दिन आ ही गया, मुझे एम्प्लॉय ऑफ द मंथ का अवार्ड भी मिल गया। V-Guard का अभी तक का जर्नी, जिसमें मुझे मेरा मैनेजर्स, मेरे सीनियर्स एंड V-Guard के मैनेजमेंट की तरफ से मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट मिला। एंड आई थैंक्स V-Guard मैनेजमेंट एंड इट इज पॉलिसी टू जॉइन अस एंड टू वर्क विद अस। थैंक यू V-Guard फॉर डेवलपिंग मी फ्रॉम जीरो टू ए हीरो।
That was glimpses of the Foundation Day celebrations and the associated events, wherein you saw a couple of entries, and now I know we're all waiting to know the results. And to do the honors, may I please request Anthony Sebastian, sir, Senior VP Supply Chain Management, to announce the winners and felicitate them. Welcome, Anthony, sir.
A very good evening to all of you once again, respected sirs and my dear colleagues. Anyway, we have seen the glimpses of the contests, and it's my duty to announce the results now. But this is just to tell a few words about this program. This is a warming up exercise, because now we are at 46, and after 4 years we will be at 50. So I was just recalling, Mithun sir told that every 5 years we have to double. So I was just thinking what was our turnover last year and what will be when we reach our half century, that is 50 years. So let us see and let us work hard to reach there. Double may not be sufficient, but what I expect is 10K. Wish you all the best, because sometimes seniors like us may not be here when you reach 50. So okay, anyway, I'm going to, first of all, I congratulate all the participants, because participation is more and more important than winning. But of course, winners have their own space, and I congratulate them also, all the winners. So, the first item is we got a mastermind contest, and out of that we have 3 categories, that is product category, process, and best practice category. So in the product category, I will announce in the sequential order, no?
Sure, sir.
So the first prize goes to Idea Smart Water Purifier and Smart Cooktop.
So big congratulations.
Team leader already displayed here, Sanjeev Kumar Roy. Members Arun C and Yamuna Prasad. So they are here. Please come to the stage if they are present here.
So there are few winners who are from Kochi Corporate. May I please request the winners to come forward if they are present here?
If they are they are not there, somebody can represent them, come and take the awards. So I invite Mr. A.B. Abraham, our Vice President, to give away the prizes. Wait. The same contest, we have first runner-up. The idea was intelligent energy efficient stabilizer. So already displayed winners: Manoj MM, team leader Jayanti MP, Nidesh KR.
So if the participants are here, I'd please request them to come to the stage.
Department R&D Electronics, Kochi Corporate. If they are not there, Negi, please. Your team, no?
So on behalf of his team members, Negi sir is accepting the award.
Now second runner-up, they are also from Kochi Corporate. This is super capacitor. Ebin George K. Peter, R&D Electronics. So next is, thank you, Abhi. Thank you. Next category is process category. Now also we have first prize, idea innovation culture. Sanjeev Agarwal and from EDCI, from Gurgaon Corporate, they are not physically present here. So
Please give them a
I
big round of
congratulate
applause.
them. Yeah. So next is first runner-up, idea improving product knowledge to employees. So this is Kamal Unikrishnan from Supply Chain Management, Kochi Corporate. So I invite Mr. Sudarshan has gone. So Mr. Biju Pramod to give away the award. Just wait. So second runner-up is also from Kashipur. Kashipur. But I will read out the name. The idea is paperless factory concept. Leader Arun Kumar, members Santosh Kanpal and Ramendra Singh. Department Wires and Cables Division, Production Kashipur. We congratulate them. They are away. They may be listening to this program, I believe. Now comes the third category, which is best practices category. The first prize goes to idea digitization of FMEA. They are from Kochi Corporate. Leader is Suraj KP. And team members Rabin Abdul Rahim and Nibin Varghese Paul. So somebody from their department, which is their department? There is no department.
Qualities.
Quality, yeah. Somebody from quality is there. Yeah, Sumi can come and take. Yeah. There is one more award in there, but the other, I will read out the first runner-up. They are from Kanpur. Idea making V-Guard future ready. Ishu Dixit from Kanpur. I congratulate him. Hope he is listening to this program. Second runner-up, Pokayoke in packing line. Team leader named Matthews G. He is from Quality Department, WCD Kashipur plant. So they are all out of the location, so they will be, we congratulate all of them. Then there is a special jury award from Kochi Corporate in the same category. Ajay Kumar Maurya, Department R&D Electronics, Kochi Corporate. Ajay Kumar Maurya is here. There are also not here. He is here. Somebody is coming. Please come. Thank you, Biju. Now, next area is the VG Factor Contest. Here, the first prize goes to Anita Suresh. She was already. Department is Brand and Communication. Anita is coming. So I invite Mr. Nandgopal himself, Vice President. Please wait. I don't know. They are all outstation people, no? Okay, I'll read out. There is no more. So first runner-up in this category is Bit Kumar Roy, Department Quality, Sikkim Unit 3. They are away. I congratulate them for getting the award. Second runner-up again, KRS Bharati Kriba. Bharati Kriba, Department Industrial Engineering, again Chavadi. So I congratulate them. And there is one more second runner-up for Tangamani, is Quality Department from Perundurai. So we congratulate them and hope they will be listening to this program. And comes the Special Jury Award to K. Praveena, Department Quality, again location Perundurai. And Murugan, also Quality Department, Perundurai, got the Special Jury Award in this category. Now the last contest was V-Guard Crossword Contest. So I invite Robin to give away the prizes. All are from this corporate, please get ready. The first prize goes to Rishi S. Kumar, Department Mechanical Electrical Division, Kochi R&D DSIR. Somebody can come from Mechanical MED. Please come and collect me. So, first runner-up Arjun Babu K, Department Supply Chain Management, Kochi Corporate. Arjun K. Babu. Yeah, Arjun. Second runner-up is also from Supply Chain Management, Mr. Bhagat Raj. Bhagat Raj. Yeah, yes. So thank you, Robin. Thank you so much, especially the HR department for organizing such a nice Foundation Day event. But I think there is no gift for...
No, sir, there is, there is gift.
When I was organizing earlier, we used to give at least a pen. But okay, we will expect something when we reach 50. That is what we have planned. Thank you so much.
The gifts will soon come. So, keeping that aside, the winners, you are getting to stand the cash prize for being more proactive. Rest of the gifts are following for all employees. Thank you so much, Anthony sir, for dispersing and giving away the awards and announcing the winners. So the cash prizes also will be shared shortly to you. Now we are indeed coming to the end of the event, and to propose the vote of thanks, may I please invite our VP HR and Admin, P.T. George, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are growing very fast. About 6,000 people should have been watching this event across the country. Foundation Day, we have reached the 46th year this year. It's an occasion to reiterate our commitment, values, ethics inherited from our chairman. Large crowd of physical gathering gives a lot of energy and enthusiasm to cascade the spirit of Foundation Day based on lead, transform, grow principles. The events leading to the culmination is a well thought out process of reinforcement spreading over a month. The presence of our founder, Coach Joseph Chitlapalli, has been an inspiration and strong motivation. Every word spoken by him are the rich values we talked about. On behalf of the entire employees across the country, I extend a warm appreciation to you. Thank you, sir. Our MD, Mithun Chitlapalli, has been cheerfully leading the happy workforce over a decade and achieved significant growth. The words of wisdom from him has been our constant motivation to achieve more every year. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence. Our director and CEO, Ramsar, has been driving the growth along with HODs, senior leadership, and the entire team. The special thanks to the managing committee members, HODs, for their support. The 25 years of service award recipients, congratulations to each one of you, and this is an opportunity to recognize your contribution to the organization. Thank you, each one of you. The organizing committee, led by Sona, Anju, and HR team, BNC team, IT team, deserves special thanks for the efforts taken by them to make the event seamless. The coordinates across various locations supported to make it live across India, providing opportunity for large number of employees. Finally, I take this opportunity to profusely thank each and every employee for your participation in making 46th Foundation Day as we lead, transform, grow. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you for the vote of thanks, George sir. Even though we could not arrange a pen, we've all arranged snacks and some good food for all of you who have tired by the evening. So with this, we are winding up the official ceremony for Foundation Day celebrations. And thank you all for joining us here today, and everybody who is watching us online. Thank you so much for being a part of this event. So wish you all a good evening. See you again soon. Thank you so much to all present here. And may I please request the long service awardees to please assemble for a picture.